They called her the Mistake before she ever touched a rifle. Sergeant Maya Reyes had heard every version of the joke. The whispers in the locker room, the exaggerated sighs when she entered the training field, the slow, deliberate laughter that followed her from the barracks to the range, day after day like a shadow she could never outrun. She was 23 years old, barely 5'4", with steady, dark eyes and hands that never trembled, not even once. But none of that seemed to matter to the men of Eco Company. What mattered to them was that she was a woman, and women, in their small, uncertain world, did not belong behind a long-range rifle. If you've ever felt like the world counted you out before you even began, keep watching, because what happened next changed everything. Not just for Maya, for every single person who ever watched her get back up. Maya had grown up in a small desert town in New Mexico, the daughter of a mechanic father who fixed engines with the patience of a saint, and a mother who taught school and believed, without exception, that precision was a form of love. From the time she was 9 years old, Maya could strip and reassemble her father's hunting rifle in under 40 seconds. By 12, she could call a wind shift before the grass moved. By 16, she was winning regional competitions that men twice her age entered with full confidence and left with stunned silence. She didn't learn to shoot to prove something. She learned because it was the one language in which she was completely fluent, still, focused, breathless, true. But the military was a different world. Her first week at sniper school, her instructor, Lieutenant Harlan Cross, made no effort to hide his skepticism. He handed her a dossier thicker than most recruits received, filled with qualifications she would need to meet by the end of month 1, not month 3. The other recruits noticed, some smirked. A few felt sorry for her, most simply waited for her to quit. She didn't quit. She trained in rain so heavy the targets blurred. She lay in desert heat so brutal it blistered her arms through her jacket. She slept 4 hours a night and spent the other 20 building what no one could take from her: consistency. Shot after shot, yard after yard, she learned the rifle not as a weapon, but as an extension of something deeper, something she carried inside her chest like a second heartbeat. Her scores were quietly impressive, then they were undeniably excellent. But still, the jokes continued. Still, the doubt remained. Because some people do not update their beliefs when the evidence changes. They hold tighter. The day of the qualification trial came on a Thursday in late October. The sky was iron gray and the wind was unpredictable, shifting in sharp angles that had already thrown 3 of the best marksmen in the class off their numbers. 12 targets, various distances. Some stationary, some moving. A record time of 4 minutes and 11 seconds had stood for 6 years, set by a decorated veteran who was now an instructor at the same school. That record had become mythology. It was spoken of the way soldiers speak of things they believe are permanent. Maya lay flat in the dirt, her breathing slow and controlled, her eyes soft behind the scope. She could hear Harlan Cross standing 10 feet behind her, arms crossed, waiting. She could hear the low murmur of other trainees gathered at the edge of the range. She could feel the weight of every smirk, every dismissal, every careless word that had been directed at her over the past 8 months. And then she let all of it go. Not because it didn't hurt, because she had decided long ago that pain was only fuel if you chose to burn it right. The first target disappeared. Then the second, her breathing never changed. Her hands never wavered. The wind shifted hard on the 4th shot, and the other recruits let out a breath, certain she had missed, but the target fell. She had read it 2 seconds before it moved. By target 7, no one was talking. By target 10, Harlan Cross had uncrossed his arms and stepped forward. By target 12, the field was completely silent. 3 minutes and 44 seconds, a new record. By 27 seconds, no one laughed, no one whispered. For a long moment, the only sound was the wind crossing the range, moving through the dry grass the way it always had, indifferent and clean and honest. Then someone began to clap, slowly at first, then more. Then everyone, including, after a long pause, Lieutenant Harlan Cross himself, who removed his cap and held it against his chest like a man standing before something sacred. Maya rose from the ground and turned around. Her face was calm, her eyes were dry. She had not done it to silence them, though she had. She had done it because the work deserved to be done completely, the way her mother always said. Not to impress anyone, but because half a thing is a broken thing, and broken things are never beautiful. Cross walked up to her and extended his hand. "Soldier," he said quietly, "I owe you an apology." She shook it. "No, sir," she replied. "You owe me nothing. The rifle doesn't lie." She went on to serve 3 tours. She trained other snipers, men and women, who broke records of their own. She never stopped being the quiet, still presence at the center of every storm she entered. And every time a new recruit arrived with something to prove, she would take them to the range, hand them the rifle, and say the same words her father once said to her on a dusty Saturday morning in New Mexico. "Breathe out, be honest, let it go." If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Someone the world has been too quick to count out. Because sometimes the most powerful shot is the one nobody saw coming.